Evening, everyone. It's 6:07 on Monday afternoon, April the 10th. Okay, well, the market rallied actually pretty well. We were sharply lower earlier this morning, um, but the Dow closed up 101 and change, only 0.3%, but it was down pretty hard. The Nasdaq, which finished down about $3.60 or 0.03%, was actually down at the low of the day well into the three digits. And the S&P actually finished up 409, and I think it was down about 30 at the low. The Russell up 17.98 or a little over 1%. And the big winner on the day was the transports, up 231 and change or 1.66%. So it was a pretty decent showing for a market that started off very weak. Part of the turn came in the semiconductors. They were actually pretty strong. We had TSM with a miss on revenues, and that's Taiwan Semi. And this morning, when we talked about it, it was 89.19 down $1.05. It actually got down to 86.47, but closed 89.02. So while that was down $1 and change, it still was a hell of a nice comeback. MU, and by the way, the whole issue here seems to be revenues based on excessive inventory, which is something that Micron talked about last week. This morning, it was 62.10, and that was up 354 or 6%, but it managed to move to 63.27, up almost 5 for an 8% move. So pretty decent. Another one that we talked about this morning, PXD, Pioneer, with a possible in talks with Exxon. On that headline, it was 224 up 1584. Didn't quite hold that for the entire day. It actually closed. Let me just check. Um, it actually closed 220.22, and while that was up almost 6%, $12.06, it was kind of mid-range, actually a little closer to the low than the high, after trading 225 and three quarters and as low as 218.56. So still a really strong day there. And as that continues to unfold, we'll have an idea of whether or not they're actually going to be able to do a deal with Pioneer. Pioneer is in a great spot, and the Permian, and has great reserves. So, the old expression, sometimes it's cheaper to drill for oil on Wall Street than it is to find a well. And the going concern information on Tupperware looks like it's only going to get worse. This morning, it was, again, going concern warning. The stock has a range of, or had a range of 38 on high and $1.50 at the low. But as of tonight's close, that low has been changed to $1.21. The stock closed $1.24, down $1.18 or just under 49%. As far as the futures went, oil was up during the day, but closed 79.74, and that was at the pretty close to the lows, and down 96 cents. The low for the day was down at 79.61. Tonight it's up about 8 cents. The big mover in that group today, remarkable as it seems, was Nat Gas. Closed at 217, up 16 cents, and it's 218.2, up another penny. The gold was down. Remember this morning I said I thought it could get down into that 1980 to 2000. The low for the day was 1996.50, and it closed at 2003 and small change, and it's up 270 tonight at 2006.50. The big mover was Bitcoin. I'll have to pull that up for you. And it actually was up 1,360 today to close at 29,420. And it is actually a little higher tonight, 29,890 with a 29,995 high. Some of the notable names there: GBTC, that's the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, 1714, up 93 cents or 5.7%. Ethereum, ETHE, 969, up 43 cents or 4.6%. But the biggest gainers were Mara, MARA, Marathon Plat, and it closed at $9.10, up $1.12 or 14%. And the biggest gainer in that group was Riot Blockchain, RIOT, $10.58. That was up $1.42 or 15.5%. The dollar was a little higher, up 52 cents. Bonds were down. So rates higher, the silver was basically unchanged, and as I said, nat gas was higher. Tomorrow is a relatively light day for economic news, with only the Small Business Optimism Index, and I would kind of think that in this situation, that might not look great. But the thing I want to show you is the oil, because I've been talking about this as the possibility of generating an island top. We closed today almost on the low, as I said, really off the low by only 13 cents. Tonight it's up 8 cents, but if it comes out of this to the downside, which would be a break of 79, I think that we could see it go for this gap, which is 75.72. In any event, I think 76, 78 in that area looks pretty interesting, and we are actually long the SCO, which is the inverse crude oil index. All right, folks, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Have a good evening. Hope you had a good day.